I'm studying porous polymer film, so making very, very small holes in polymer materials. People want to put holes in films, they have applications lined up. There's lots of different ways of doing it. This way is an inexpensive way, but not fully understood yet. So my aim is to help that understanding, to get it one step closer to being useful. I make these little holes by getting very, very small water droplets. Get those water droplets and you use them to mold your material. So you mold your material around them, you set your material, and then you get rid of the water and you're left with these tiny little holes. So you're trying to get these water droplets to be the size you want, the shape you want, and trap them at just the right moment. And that's tough because it's all so small and it happens really fast. The idea of having small holes and using them to dispense liquids or put various liquids in or filter out, it's already sort of in use. With nanotechnology, when you get down to that scale, the properties do change. So even when you're making small holes, then when you've got two holes sitting beside each other, you've got a really, really small wall between them. And that's at a nanoscale. So once I've used the focused ion beam, or the FIB, to cut away a little bit of my sample, I can then rotate it, tilt it, and look at that cut. And you can sort of see then the shape of the holes. You can see the size, you can see what happens underneath, you can see the thickness of the walls. And if I find that interesting, I can then use an electron microscope and really zoom in much, much closer to just a few nanometers to see what's going on. Well, it's really hard to tell who's going to feel the benefit of this the most. The fact that you're taking an idea and making the same kind of material but in a fast and inexpensive way means it'll be more available to everybody. So there's things in biophysics, in optics, there's things in the filtration, the health sciences, so it's which one of those will be most successful is hard to tell. Because I'm making pores and empty spaces in a material, there's probably not as much risk as people associate with other areas of nanotechnology. So you're using materials that are already out there. I'm using a polymer, so it's like a plastic, polystyrene. I use a type of polystyrene. So I'm just using that to make nano holes. So there's no particle risk, there's no unique risk to this. In that way, it's inherently more safe than when you're making particles, yes.